everyone. So we're actually in Lillooet right now, and we're starting our road trip heading up to almost the boundary between BC and the Yukon in the north. We weren't sure if we were going to do this because we have some really bad wildfires in BC. Basically on this trip we're just going to play it by ear and see what the conditions are, but you know, at any point in time we might have to turn around because of the wildfire situation. So we'll see how it goes, but you know, we are planning to be out over 2.5 weeks, and we'll see where we get to. So we hope you enjoy this video. So Lillooet looks pretty good right now. There's no smoke, but there is a very large fire called the Flat Lake Wildfire, which is located north of Lillooet, and we're going to be passing sort of in that area on the highway. So we're not going to be doing much stopping for the next 200 kilometers or so. We're just going to keep going till we get past 100 Mile House and get to our campground at Hache Provincial Park. We've actually booked one night stay there, and then after that we're going to head up to Barkerville.
One exciting bit of news, there was some fresh snow in the mountains here. Some of the highest peaks had quite a bit of snow actually. Not time to pull out the skis quite yet though. It's like, what, August 17th?
Good morning, everyone. So we are now in Williams Lake. We just stopped by the visitor center to pick up maps and get some directions and find out what's interesting to see in Williams Lake.
It's a nice visitor center. It's got a museum in it and a lot of souvenirs and things. Very pleasant. Beautiful wood building. Really nice.
Yeah, so it's worth the stop for sure. So just wanted to talk about the drive out here. I think the main smoky area was around Clinton.
Yeah, Clinton to 70 miles. So we had about an hour's worth of smoke. We enjoyed our drive in. We stayed last night at the Lake Hache Provincial Park, which is a really nice park. It's on the lake, but the campsite is across the road from the lake with the highway in between. Yeah. So it seemed like a very nice campground, reasonably large. We talked to some people who were camping there and have stayed there several times. They've said it's never really very busy. And if you want to go to the lake, though, you have to cross the highway. They actually have a little underground corridor to go underneath the highway, which is nice. And then the lake itself is very pleasant. We'd recommend, if you do stay there, and we liked it, is that you don't stay on the highway side, which we did. We had a nice view of the lake, but then we also heard some of the traffic in the middle of the night. Yeah. But if you were to go farther back in the campground, it's actually very quiet.
Yeah, and actually that's why most of the people were back there. It was nice because it was so empty.
Yeah, we were starting to wonder if we were the only people in the campground, and then we went for a walk, and after about 2 or 3 minutes we saw some other campers at the back.
Yeah, so during wildfire season you can never tell if some area's been evacuated and we're not aware of it. So, although we did check on the BC Parks map and everything.
Yeah, everything was fine.
Yeah, everything seemed to be fine. So yeah, it was a really nice day. It was great.
So we're off today. We're going to explore a little bit of Williams Lake, and then we're going to head off to Barkerville.
So we had a really nice visit to Williams Lake. We went for a nice walk on Scout Lake and stretched our legs a little bit, and we went to a coffee shop called Bean Counter, and it's right in the downtown area of Williams Lake, and the food is great. We had their wraps. Gordon had a chicken panini wrap, and I had a yam wrap, and very good, and the coffee is really good. So it's worth the stop there.
We're in Barkerville.
Yay, Barkerville, and we're actually spending a great day here today. We had a very informative tour this morning, and that's a great way to start actually. It starts at 10 o'clock, and you just gather near the entrance, and they take you around the village.
Give you a great sort of sense of the history of the little community, and it's just amazing to listen to. The growth of this area and gold rush, and yeah, it's just amazing.
Spend the whole day here. It's
easily. I could probably spend another day. And if you're interested, you can stay here. There's I think 2 bed and breakfasts and a small hotel.
Yeah, and there's places to eat. They still have the Chinese restaurant open, which we went there.
Yeah,
for
we had lunch.
Yeah,
it was great.
And there's a couple cafes, bakery, a breakfast place. There's a lot of places that are still closed because of COVID, but there are a lot of buildings that you can walk in. And the interesting part too is that you have the costumed hosts of the era, and they give you a lot of information about the particular building that they're in, and give you a lot of history. So it's yeah, fascinating.
Yeah, we're enjoying our day, even though it's 1 minute it's sun, next minute it's rain.
And it's cold.
It's cold.
Had to go back to the van and pick up my
Put on some warmer clothes.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's beautiful and fun, and we've got a little bit of video and a lot of pictures to share.
Yeah.
Barkerville has its origins from Billy Barker, one of the first miners who struck gold in 1861 at Williams Creek here on the west side of the Cariboo Mountains. His claim would eventually yield 37,500 ounces of gold, worth $650,000 at that time, and eventually yielded over 5 million ounces of gold over the course of the gold rush. Barkerville grew overnight into a boom town, but was completely destroyed by fire in 1868. Amazingly, it was rebuilt with 90 buildings within 6 weeks. Notably, half the population of approximately 5,000 in Barkerville by the 1880s consisted of Chinese migrants, as evidenced by its large Chinatown. The remainder of the population also included indigenous peoples, as well as others from the U.S. and around the world. Barkerville started to decline in the late 19th century and was declared a National Historic Site in 1923.
Well, it's good to have new friends here. Welcome to Barkerville. My name's Billy Barker. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask anybody.
Wonderful.
But me.
Thanks,
So,
Barker.
just teasing, of course. We enjoy your visit, and we'll see you around, okay?
Thank you.
If you come up to the shaft house, I might show you a bit of gold if you're good.
Oh, okay.
Perfect, thank
But
you.
you have to be good.
We'll try.
Proof of goodness.
That'll be tough.
Ah, well.
This is a tea house. In a normal season, we could go in and they would introduce us into a variety of different teas. But today we just get to look in. Good morning.
Morning. Got lunch here.
Yes, almost certainly. Good morning. We are our second night here at Barkerville at the campground. A little bit busier last night, but still probably maybe only 25% full. It was a beautiful night, clear. Got down to about 3 degrees, so a little chilly, but that was kind of nicer than the pouring rain we had the night before. And it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. So we're about to make breakfast and then head off to the Bower and Lake area. And I've got on my Vancouver Island hat right now. It was a gift from a friend. my breakfast. I still eat a little bit of eggs, sometimes a little bit of cheese, and just occasionally something like turkey. And here's some bread that we bought in Barkerville. They have a wonderful bakery. They have an amazing amount of baked goods for sale. So we got the cranberry sourdough, and it's really tasty. Really enjoying it.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So we're going to be leaving today from Barkerville, and we're going to head over to Bowron Lakes Provincial Park.
We really enjoyed, I think, our trip here. At least Barkerville itself. I mean, we could actually go back again today and have, get a bit of chance to explore just some of the more outlier areas. There's a couple of little trails you can hike. We didn't get a chance to hike up to the courthouse.
Yeah, it's a 30-minute walk.
Yeah. And the campsites here, so the campsites are a couple kilometers before Barkerville, so you can either drive in or do a short walk. There's two. The one we're in, which is the Lohe campground. Some of the campsites are powered if you want electricity. There's lots of first come, first serve sites. We're in, I think, campsite 24, and all the sites, which is a reserve site, but all the sites are lots of space, nothing's close, and you feel like you're in the wilderness. The only thing I would say, if I had another choice, if we were in this campsite again, I'd probably not be on the side where we are, and that's only because it's closer to the road. It's not a big issue, but there are logging trucks going up and down the road during the day, so probably being a little farther on the other side of the campground in the 30s and above would be a preferred choice. But it's just a wonderful campground. They have some very basic showers and flush toilets and a children's playground. And then there's the other campground, which I did a walk through yesterday.
It's called Forest Rose.
And it's really no closer, maybe another 400 meters off to, I guess, would be somewhat the east. And it's probably a little newer. It's more suited, I think, for larger rigs. There's a number of pull-through sites, and then there's also some other powered sites, and then a long stretch of first-come, first-serve sites. And again, down in the first-come, first-serve section, the spaces here between campsites are definitely bigger, but there it's also quite big as well. So I think both would be, somewhat of a wash if we came back, frankly.
The campsites are pretty much like Provincial Park type.
Yeah.
Campsites where it's very roomy and quite private, so that's really nice.
Yeah, we're not sure how it's structured. It's almost like it's a provincial park being run by a society. So, I think the Barkerville Society looks after this as well as Barkerville. Anyway, wonderful trip. I'd come back here in a minute, and I could easily spend another day or two. Maybe I could get a job as one of the actors at Barkerville. I don't know. Let my beard grow out a bit more. It's just fun. The buildings are great. To come back when they were fully open, so they're open now. You can see everything, but some of the buildings aren't fully opened. They do require a mask indoors, so they're being very cautious and prudent. So if you're going, you can explore, but if you're going into any of the buildings, masks are mandatory. And it worked out well. I mean, the whole experience was just a lot of fun, very positive.
You could spend hours there just going through all the buildings and exploring.
Really recommend.
Yeah,
I really recommend coming here.
Great.
And we did one day, and we could easily do two. So a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. So now we're headed over to Bowron Lakes Provincial Park. We've got 2 nights there. We're hoping that the weather stays or holds, because it's really nice. It's a 28-kilometer dirt road, so we're going to see how our van does. Hopefully not too badly.
Hopefully not too bad. Or we go very slowly.
Yeah, and this year, because of some of the forest fires, I think it's about half of the canoe circuit at Bowron Lakes is actually closed, and so I think you can only do maybe 3 lakes, sort of clockwise. So it might not be as busy this time. Usually I think it's really popular with the canoeists. They spend maybe 6 to 7 days to do the whole circuits.
We're not planning on being there that long, so no, I'm not taking my pack raft and doing the full loop. I think it's about 116 kilometers if my memory serves, and I have talked to a couple of friends about doing it via pack raft, and I think that'd be exciting, but we're not here, we don't have that much time, and it's not even an option right now, so maybe next year.
And one other thing I wanted to mention was it did get down to about 4 degrees this morning.
3.
So
3. So it's pretty cold. So it was like winter conditions, even though it's mid-August, which is crazy.
I'm still shorts and a t-shirt underneath this.
But I think it's because it was it's clear today. That's probably why it got cold last night.
Plus, it's the latter part of August. I mean, I think it's August 20th today, and when you're getting closer to northern BC, and I'm not sure what our elevation is here, but it's probably at about 3,000 or 4,000 feet. And so, yeah, you will get close to freezing.
And there goes somebody's car alarm.
Somebody's car alarm at the far end of the park.
I think this is a good time to close. Okay, so enjoy the rest of it with us.
So we thought we'd dump tanks here at the Santa Station near our campsite, and it's by donation.